This one's a really fun recipe. We all have those childhood memories of big marshmallows toasted on an open fire. So we're going to show you how to make them. We're going to make it a passion fruit marshmallow. So we're going to be using some fresh passion fruit. So you got that kind of sharpness from the passion fruit, which works great with this kind of sweetness, which will naturally be in our marshmallow. Now, definitely I would not be making this without the mixer because it takes a serious amount of mixing, and this is not one to be done by hand. So we are actually going to be using the Kenwood Chef XL, the big boy of the family, because it's got that stronger motor, it's got that bigger bowl, because we want to create loads and loads of volume for our marshmallow. So for this recipe, we're going to be using 250 grams of caster sugar, and we're going to dissolve the sugar in 150 grams of water, which we will be adding into our saucepan, and it's going to go onto the heat. We need to cook that out to 121 degrees. So you will need a sugar thermometer, or if you have a digital probe, that'll work perfectly fine as well, because that's exactly what I'm using today. So to our sugar syrup, we're going to add in a tablespoon of liquid glucose. You'll buy it in a supermarket, but it's crazy sticky. So a little trick, best way to get it out, is to have your spoon in some hot water, and then you can take a spoonful of it, and the glucose will just slide straight off your hot spoon. Initially, you can give it a little stir just to help the sugar dissolve, but once the sugar is dissolved, leave it alone, don't stir it. I'll keep an eye on it using our probe, and then once it kind of hits about 115 to 118 degrees, I'll start to mix the egg whites. So what gives a marshmallow its characteristic texture, it's lovely, squishy and bouncy, is that it's set with gelatin. So we're going to use some leaf gelatin here. So to prepare the gelatin, all we do is what we bloom it. We literally let it sit in some cold water, which allows it to soften. So our gelatine's just had a couple of minutes in the cold water, and you can see it's softened. So you just want to squeeze out the excess water, and that's going to sit in a bowl, ready to go once our sugar hits the desired temperature. So for this recipe, we only need 2 egg whites. As the sugar is cooking and is being heated to 121 degrees, we are going to have our egg whites in our bowl, which we are going to just gently, just as it starts to approach the temperature we need at, we'll start to mix our egg whites. We take it off the heat, we add in our gelatin, just give it a gentle little stir just to help it dissolve. And then we're going to pour that nice and slowly onto our egg whites, which are mixing in our mixer. So the heat of the sugar will actually cook out the egg. And then we will finish it with the pulp and seeds of 3 passion fruit. Basically, you want to keep mixing it till it's cool. So you should be able to hold the side of the bowl and the heat has gone out of it. What we want to do here is we've prepared our tray in which we want to set the marshmallow in. But if we were to pour that straight in now, you will find it almost virtually impossible to get it back off the paper. You're used to kind of marshmallows having that little kind of powdery coating on them. Simply what we use is it's a mix of 50% icing sugar and 50% corn flour. Do a nice dusting over our lined tray, and this will stop the marshmallow sticking. It's like a cloud. Beautiful. And then some more of our icing sugar and cornflour mix. And that is it. We are simply going to leave that to set, which will allow us then to be able to pick it up, cut it up, portion it, and again we'll toss it in a little bit of our icing sugar and cornflour mix. This passion fruit marshmallow recipe, I really recommend you giving it a try. They're soft, they're squishy, and the flavour is just amazing. You got that exotic sharpness from the passion fruit, you got the sweetness which would be naturally coming from a marshmallow, and they virtually almost dissolve in your mouth. Once you make these for yourself, you're never going to want to buy a marshmallow again.